Hi everyone, it's Yvette Le Blowitz from SPAITGIRL.com and welcome to the Spirit Girl Talkshow podcast. I'm super excited to be here with you today in this online audio space with our very special guest, and her name is Lestari, and she is the founder of Selene Crystals Australia. So welcome, Lestari. I'm so excited you are here. So great to see you.
Thank you.
Now, can I say, first of all, you know how much I love crystals, and I also love your beautiful Instagram page at selenecrystals.au. You share so much positivity, so much love. It's radiating positive affirmations, things on motherhood, and I also love your self-love gem collection. You just have so many positive words, things to share. So thank you for joining me here today in the online audio space and sharing more about you and what you love too.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, so grateful to be here with you. So for all of our podcast listeners who are joining in globally, can you tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Okay. So I started Selene Crystals about a year ago. It was after I had twin boys. And so after a year of no sleep or anything like that, I decided to finally share my love of crystals with everybody, because crystals helped me through my journey of motherhood and some sadness that I experienced in the past. Like I lost my brother.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear.
Yeah, thank you. So I think crystals really helped me through grief. It helped me remain calm, patient during motherhood. And so I wanted to share that with other people.
Wow.
And I used to have a full-time job. This was before I became a mother, and I burnt myself to the ground. I was so hard on myself. I was a people pleaser. So I just wanted to, I guess, help anyone who's going through those situations as well. And crystals can help. And so I wanted to share that with everybody. Not only are they beautiful, but they also have energy that can help through those situations of grief, self-love, insomnia, and all those things.
Oh, wow. Now, first of all, I'm so sorry to hear of your loss of your brother, and my deepest condolences and sympathy for your mum, who I just saw a little bit earlier before, and yourself and all of your family and friends. But one of the most positive things here today is that you're sharing your journey and your story, and able to help others through their own grief and loss, which is a lot going on with COVID-19, a lot of grief and a lot of loss for sadly many people globally. Can I say I love, first of all, your name, Lestari. I mean, that's just so, I don't know, magical, spiritual, so beautiful. What does that actually stand for? And you have a most beautiful name that isn't common in Australia. So how did this all happen? The name?
Well, my mum, my grandfather named me Lestari. It comes from Indonesia, and it means always green, like the mountains, and trying to bloom. So
Beautiful.
Very grateful to him. Not when I was growing up. Get made fun of a lot. They're like, "What's your name?" But no, it's if you go to Bali, for example, you will see it every.
I love Bali.
Yes, Bali's very beautiful. Hopefully we can go there again one day.
Yeah, when we can travel international again, definitely.
That's what I wanted to portray on Instagram, is like, right now there is so much negativity. all we're seeing at the moment. So I like my Instagram to be pretty, to be hopeful, and yeah, have those affirmations just to make sure that we aren't feeling helpless, that we can feel hopeful.
I love that. I love that message. Want to help people feel not
hopeful.
Not hopeless, but hopeful, which is a really empowering message during COVID-19, when many people don't know when they're going back to work, when they can open their spa, when they can even sit down at a restaurant with their loved ones for a meal, or travel on their holiday. So I love what you're delivering.
So we just have to feel hopeful that it can get better.
Yeah, so beautiful. Now tell me, Selene Crystals Australia, what inspired you to call your brand Selene Crystals Australia?
Well, actually, Selene is named after the Greek goddess of the moon, Selene. So I thought, what better name for the crystals than Selene Crystals, because there's a bit of goddess in all of us, I truly believe.
I love that. I love that. I was so curious because like your name's Lestari, but you've called on your brand Selene Crystals Australia. Now tell me, what do you love most about crystals? So many of us know that we can wear a crystal, maybe place a crystal, but you have a brand that's all based on crystals. What do you love most about crystals?
Well, apart from being really beautiful, you can, like, I personally can, well, not I personally, everyone, there's energy about it. So there's some crystals that are soothing. There are some crystals that you feel empowered, that give you confidence, that can give you hope. But I think what I love most about it is that to work with crystals, you need to set intentions. What are you trying to do with the crystals? You know, are you trying to feel calm? Are you trying to feel confident about yourself? So when you program the crystals, your mind is telling you, okay, I am beautiful, I am strong, and I deserve love. So that's rose quartz, for example. So you have programmed that crystal and your mind has already said that. So now every time you look at that crystal, your mind is going to be triggered. I am beautiful, I am strong.
Wow.
Yes, because I actually studied psychology 10 years ago, or it could even be longer.
Wow. That's
But
amazing.
and I was going to be a psychologist, but
Wow.
I'm actually an empath, so I absorb people's emotions too much, and I get really saddened. If they're feeling sad, I will feel so sad for them, and so I think I'd rather be someone's friend than their psychologist. So
Yes.
go down.
It's interesting you should say that, because I'm very much like that. So you could tell me a story and I would feel every emotion from that story. So that's why even for me, I have to be very careful with my energy space, and use like a black onyx, or, you know, some clearing. And I have to be careful even during COVID-19 not to consume too many sad stories or people talking about loss, grief, very distressing, traumatic things, because it really affects me, because I feel so sorry for them. So it's interesting that you still have that background, but I love how you're setting. So would we tune in, as an example, if we felt like, you know, we just got dumped by our boyfriend, and at the moment our vibe is low, like, I'm not enough. Did he dump me because of me? Is it my problem and I the problem? You know, that goes through people's heads, our head. I've been dumped and I think, hang on a minute, okay, and then I have to pull myself up and go, no, it's not me. It wasn't my decision. It's their decision to be made. But that's when I've drawn into using things like the rose quartz, and I wore it to try and help. Now, I know you're a massive fan of rose quartz. You're wearing one now too. So for all of our podcast listeners, you listen, watch the podcast show on the SPAITGIRL YouTube, you'll be able to see Lestari, who's wearing her rose quartz crystal. But yeah, you mentioned rose quartz. This is a powerful crystal, isn't it, for self-love?
That's right. And it boosts your confidence and it boosts self-esteem, and it's a stone of compassion as well. So for others, yes, but also yourself, because before you were saying, oh, is it me and blah blah blah. So you don't. It's to bring yourself back up. You need to be compassionate to yourself as well, and not be so hard on yourself.
And the crystals, because I've done a lot of research into crystals over the many years, how because it's a natural quartz from Mother Earth, it has a vibration, like an energy that radiates. Like, because we're all an energy. You and I now talking, our listeners tuning in, we all have energy, low vibes, high vibes. And so we can use the crystals when our vibes are low to sort of just pick that vibe up and just radiate that better positive energy. This is so fascinating.
Have you heard, that very common saying, you are the energy that you attract? Or is that how it goes?
Yes. The energy you're radiating is what you attract even more of. So if you're going through a really hard time, like I don't have a job, I don't have money, I'm going broke, and that conversation's happening, and that's the vibe that's what you attract more of.
Exactly, that's right. So again, that's back to the feeling hopeful, because if you're radiating this positivity, then you get positivity back, which is just so true. Like when I used to work in retail, if I was in a happy mood, for some reason I would get happy customers coming in all the time. So I believe that with all my heart.
Yes.
So that's why I love it so much, because it brings your vibrational energy back up.
Wow, this is fascinating. So like, I might have just asked you this question, but what is your favorite crystal? I have a gut feeling it could be rose quartz because you're wearing one, but I'm going to ask you that question anyhow.
Can I answer it and say I have three?
Oh, this is good. 3. Okay, I love this.
Right now, during self-love, and we need to be giving out love to the world. The world needs love, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why I think rose quartz just suits any situation. It also helps with grief. It helps with self-love. It just helps with everything. It's my go-to crystal for anything.
Okay, so rose quartz is your go-to crystal for anything self-love, feeling good, feeling grounded. Brilliant. I love it.
Grief, this helps with grief as well. It's for
grief. And we're all grieving something at the moment, whether it's the loss of our job, the loss of our business, the loss of a loved one, even the loss of being able to travel. Loss of freedom just to go and sit in the coffee shop and have breakfast. So we're all grieving something at some level. So I love this rose quartz then can help with that. And through, sadly, your personal experience, you've really experienced the shift in how it can help with the grief. So that's really empowering to know. But yeah, what was your second then go-to crystal that you love?
So this is a beautiful one. It's called celestite, and it's a light blue, and it's a very calming crystal. So I can't sleep without this crystal.
Wow.
And I accidentally did an experiment. So I accidentally had pirate on my bed, and pirate is like it's a success stone, right? And I could not sleep. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I have my crystals next to me. The next day I realized I didn't have celestite. I had pirate, which gives us like a...
You got to get up and do something. Go. Yeah, you were a go-getter. You got to get on it and win. Yeah, goal setting. So this is amazing. So you were having difficulty sleeping, like active mind, busy, just real go-getter like me, like okay, what's
Yeah.
next? What's next? Like, let's work.
We are being conditioned that we need to hustle, hustle, hustle. And if we're not being productive, we're wasting time. And crystals is another reminder, just, hey, halt, just stop for a minute, and you need to take care of yourself. Because
Exactly.
if you have an empty cup, well, however that saying goes.
Yes, if you have, how can you pour from an empty cup? And as a mum, which you are to two beautiful boys, twins, and as a business owner, founder, like just as a human being, we need to really fill our own cups up. And you're right, we're living in these times now where it's just go, 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 go. Anyone who has an Instagram account, you've got to update it, respond, comment, like, it's go, go, go the whole time. And we know that with every man and his dog now, being an influencer, a blogger, a business owner, in order to get out there, you've got to do more. But what COVID-19, I feel, has taught us, big lesson from the universe, loud and clear, is no, you do not need to do more. You all need to do less. And when you all do less, you'll be better, incredible, better human beings, spiritual beings, because you're getting back to the basics, taking care of you, your family, your friends, your community, yourself. And instead of competing with each other online or however it's happening, no, everybody's been brought to an equal playing field where it's like, no, right now, the most important thing is your health, your family, friends, safety, your well-being. So
things we took for granted.
Yeah, because I really felt like there was just a moment in time. You might have felt this as a girl or a mum, where it was all about how you looked, keeping up to date with what every influencer was doing on Instagram or celebrity or whatever, and then spending so much time doing instead of being. So tell me more about this crystal though. So you found, is it known for helping with sleep, the crystal, like one of its properties?
It is actually, because it inspires calmness, and deep relaxation.
Wow.
And it's also an uplifting stone, so it can balance out emotions, which is exactly what you need right before bedtime, because otherwise you're thinking way too much of what's next. So this just calms you down, and it brings a sense of harmony.
Wow.
So it's great crystal, and it's so beautiful.
This crystal, can I say, would be so beneficial even in aged care homes where the elderly have insomnia and really difficult. And I know that's an area my mum struggles with too, and has for a majority of her life. But even young girls, like I know I have nieces who are very young, they're even having difficulties going to bed now because they're so wired by using Snapchat, TikTok and Instagram, and just chatting to their friends, which, mind you, they're chatting to their friends is taking a photo, and I don't know, they do a little comment, but their brain capacity is getting so wide for that very anxious state very early. But they are learning, the sooner they switch off their tablets and have a complete brain like time out to just let their brain think and relax and rest. But that's no different to us. We still have to do that, don't we? Just to have that mental break from technology.
Definitely need to do that, and it needs to become a habit. And speaking of habits, actually, like, it's not that hard to do, because this is a very I guess silly example, but when my kitchen was getting renovated, I couldn't open one door, right? And just a week later, I didn't end up going to that door, so it only took me 1 week to get that. It just becomes an automatic thing, which I'd like to talk about later as well, habits.
Yeah, that would be
gratitude
so
and habits.
amazing. That would be so amazing. So I'm going to ask you the next question moving in. So I've asked you, what was your third favorite crystal? I think you may have
Greek goddess.
I was just about to say, sorry, I think the line might have paused. It's probably because everyone's at home during COVID-19 and my connection got a little bit lost then. But what was your third crystal you love?
Yes. So the final one is selenite, which is also named after Selene, the moon goddess. So no wonder it's one of my favorites. And it's a cleansing stone, which is something that we all need at the moment. And it cleanses your aura, your energy of any negativity. So this is also another one that's great for meditating or sleep as well.
So you can place this one like near your yoga mat when you're meditating, or in your bedroom, or living room or office?
Anywhere, basically, that you just want to have a clean aura.
Okay.
Cleanses the environment. Yeah. Which is my favorite spot for it is the bedroom. I have it on my nightstand next to my celestite, actually. Yeah, because it also cleanses crystals, because crystals need cleansing. Do you know much about that?
I want to ask you this question because for our listeners joining in, what happens is we obviously want to go onto your website and purchase a crystal that we love. First of all, do we tune into how we're feeling and then what we're attracted to in the picking stage?
Yeah. So just don't look for what does each crystal mean. Just browse, because you're not able to physically touch, but you can browse. And what is your eyes attracted to straight away? And normally when you then read it, then you think, oh, actually I do need that type of energy in my life. So they say that the crystal chooses you.
Beautiful. I love this. The crystal chooses you. So tune in with what you're drawn to, which is great because that's how I do it. So tick, we've got that. So look at what crystal you're drawn to and then find out, oh, okay, this is adding up because I am feeling that way, or I do need this. But yeah, going on to then so we get the crystal then and we use it. But how often should we clean it or cleanse it? And how do we actually do that? Because I've heard when it's full moon, some people say, oh, dig a hole in your backyard and put it in dirt. But what if you live in an apartment and you don't have a backyard with dirt? How do we cleanse a crystal then when we're living in a city with no dirt in our backyard?
Just on that note, I think when they say that, it's just because you're giving it back to Mother Nature. And also the reason why we need to cleanse crystals, because it absorbs our energy. It can absorb the negativity. And also because it's been passed, it's gone through a shop, for example, or it's gone through the plane. So that's why you need to cleanse it first before you use it. So cleansing can be done through selenite. So the other crystal that I was referring to, you can just place it on top. I like that one because it's like 2 in 1. It cleanses your crystals, but it also cleanses your space.
Gorgeous.
Or the full moon. So you don't actually have to put it outside. You can just put it on your windowsill where the full moon can go through.
Oh,
like the moon's
So it's full moon here at the moment. And I want to,
a lot of energy.
I want to ask you about the full moon. So in Australia, we grew up as kids hearing this song. I think it was by Creedence Clearwater, Bad Moon Arising. Pretty much that bad things were going to happen on a full moon. I've had to change this perception belief to go, no, that's not true. Bad things will not happen on full moon. Like, kind of be positive that we have a full moon. But when it comes to full moon, what is this belief? There are some people that say this is the best time for you to set goals on a full moon. But now I'm totally confused. I thought it was the best time to let go of things that weren't serving your highest good. But what do you feel for you? What comes up?
So that's why the energy is a little bit chaotic, because everything's coming to the surface. And now it's up to you to let go of the things that are not serving you anymore. So this can be self-doubt, this can be fear, this fear of the unknown, which is probably what's happening right now. Or this can be trying to get over someone. This can be letting go of anger. So the full moon is to let go, and the new moon is when you set your intentions and you set your goals. And this happens, I would say, roughly like once a month each.
Yeah.
So whether you believe in energy of the full moon, new moon, like I'm outside going, hoobla, hoobla, hoobla. Like, no, darling. It's just, it forces you to take time out each month to reset and to let go of these emotions. And it's so important that when you do let go of these things, you also talk about things you're grateful for, because you want to end on a positive note. Because when you have that mind of gratitude, then more things come for you to be grateful for.
Yeah, I know you're so big on gratitude, aren't you? Because, I'm a big, huge, in my book, It Starts With Me. One of my go-to self-care tips is gratitude. Literally just being grateful is what fills my cup up, what makes me feel good, happy. I couldn't live my life without gratitude. It's just gotten me so far, and so far as in feeling so good. And I'm always so grateful. But tell me, you're big on gratitude, aren't you? I see this in your Instagram. I know we've talked about it in the past, but can you tell the listeners a little bit more about how you practice gratitude, or what it looks like for you?
Well, when I was actually burnt out, this was maybe 5 years ago, I couldn't get out of bed. And then for like 3 weeks. And then finally I was like, I need to do something. So I bought a pretty gratitude book. And I just, each day I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. And it could be anything. It could be having having water that I was able to access, not like in some countries, or having a roof over my head, having to be able to have a warm shower. These are all things that we take for granted. And then by doing that for a while, then gratitude just becomes automatic. So now I find myself, if I'm complaining, I'm like, oh, I need to wash the dishes. I'm like, no, I'm so lucky I get to wash dishes, because I have dishes to clean, because I have food, because I have a kitchen. And that's how you have a positive mindset, and it's all through gratitude.
Wow, that's fantastic. It's a really great way to look at life, isn't it? So even as a busy mum, brand owner, you're like, oh, we can get caught up in that, oh, I've got to do the dishes. But like you said, we've got clean water, we've got electricity, we've just had the ability to eat amazing food or drink cups of tea, coffee. We're living this abundant life, such an abundant life compared to other countries that don't even have drinking water. And we sometimes, because we've never experienced what life is like without a roof over our head, food, and drinking water and electricity, the only way we can tune in is through the gratitude, and through realizing, when we practice gratitude, how lucky and grateful we are. Yeah, so that's amazing. I love that. I love that you practice gratitude that way. And I really hope other people can draw from that gratitude. I believe that I've spoken to so many people recently during COVID-19, have opened up and said for the first time in their life, they've had suffered loss. Because some people have never gone through loss, hardship, adversity, or grief, or even had a bad childhood, or had anything bad happen in their life. And I think, man, now you're the lucky one. You're very lucky. So they've never had any challenge. Their mental their mindset or their mental capability, they've never been challenged mentally, ever.
Yeah.
They've never, ever been challenged. So a lot of people for their first time in their life are being presented with a challenge, which is just you have to stay home. Now, can I say, no disrespect, but staying home, as difficult as it is, at least if we still have fresh drinking water, electricity, food, a warm bed, books to read, you know, the internet, podcasts to listen to, YouTube, like we're still living a great life, because there's people that don't even have any of that.
Exactly. And I think if you changed what you tell yourself, it's not I have to stay home, it's I get to stay home. So you need to tell yourself that. Otherwise, you can go into that negative spiral.
Yeah, so amazing. It's such a gift. We have a gift which is, I think it's the first time in my life I've ever had the Australian government tell me to stay home, ever. And most people globally. And then when I appreciate, okay, I've got great health, you know, I'm catching up with you today. I'm so grateful for this. Connecting with like-minded women, girls, brands, and sharing things that we can do to feel better. I'm just like, it's such an opportunity, because normally I'd be traveling and doing travel shows on SPAITGIRL Travel. But now I get this amazing opportunity to sit with you, share you, and do podcasts. So it's like there's always something new on the horizon, better, things to be so grateful for. Now, one of the things I really love is on your Instagram page, there's this gorgeous photo of you, mind you, smiling, happy. You just radiate so much love. You are drinking out of, can I say also happy birthday? It's my birthday today. So that was only 3 days ago on your post. And you even had a little 25% shout out birthday code for your followers, which is gorgeous. So happy birthday, beautiful girl. But you're drinking out of a crystal water bottle. Now, these became very famous, very like a beauty cult, especially in America. They were popping, going off. Yeah, but in Australia, or for our listeners globally, if you've never used a crystal water bottle or have never heard of it, what is it you love about drinking out of a crystal water bottle? And actually, what is it?
What is it? So since forever ago, they called it crystal elixirs. So they actually put crystals in water, and then the water absorbs the vibrational energy of the crystals. So you're drinking in that energy. And then I am a germaphobe. So I brought in crystal water bottles that the crystals don't actually touch the water.
Love it.
Purposes, but because so it's just sort of like the whole moon thing, where you're putting crystals outside your windowsill, and the energy can still the full moon's energy can still go to the crystal. It's the same thing. So the crystals vibrate up into the water, so you can still enjoy a crystal elixir, but in a hygienic way.
Yeah, so the crystal will sit there, but the water is around it.
Yeah, it's just directly on top of it.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, that sounds amazing.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Do you have to cleanse that crystal the same way? So put that crystal, say, on full moon, so it can get that moonlight and cleanse the crystal. Okay, cool.
Yeah, same thing there. Same thing is you have to program it. What do you want to achieve with these crystals? So there's different types of crystals. So at the moment I have pyrite in mine, which is like a gold. It's named fool's gold because it looks like gold. So it's nice and sparkly and shiny, and that one's all about success and abundance and having that power within, because you already have the power, you just need to bring it out sometimes. So that's what I've been using at the moment. That's what I've been drawn to. So there's different crystals you can use, and actually there's some crystals that should never be touched. You should never drink with water
Oh,
because
wow, really?
fluorite, for examples, anything that ends with "ite," usually you shouldn't mix with water because it dissolves into the water. So you
Oh,
never want
that's very dangerous then, isn't it? Getting the
to.
mineral and the,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Yeah. But usually with any quartz crystals, that should be fine to mix with water. But because of my drink water bottles don't touch the actual crystal, you can use anything you like. And so that's why I like to use Pirate.
That's what I liked about your crystal bottle. So the crystals sort of sit on the bottom. You can set your intention like, I am love, I am light, I self-accept myself, I love myself, like those very self-love. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for my life. So setting those very positive, but then the water's sort of just there and it doesn't touch the actual crystal. That's right, isn't it? But you've still got, when you're holding that bottle, you've still got that positive affirmation, the positive vibrations, and that beautiful, pretty bottle. So when you see it sat on your desk when you're working from home or going about your day, you've got that positivity and it's raising your vibrations.
That's right. And also it's a visual reminder. So every time you look at it, you're like, yes, I am love. I am beautiful, for example, for rose quartz.
Yes.
And I love the whole mind trigger thing, plus the whole energy of the crystal. And you're not drinking from plastic. So you're helping with the environment. Yeah, because there's just too much rubbish out there. So, and every little bit counts. So if everyone just did a little bit and trying to help the environment and we all do it together, then, we are doing our part and we are helping.
You're right, because every time we drink out of a plastic water bottle from the grocers, that's going into landfill. So the crystal bottle, water bottle, it's glass, isn't it?
Yes.
So then you just fill it up and then you're doing away. So saving the environment by not grabbing plastic water bottles. I just love this whole concept. So I'm really glad I asked you more about your crystal water bottles because they're just so pretty and so beautiful. Now, you are a busy mum with 2 young boys, twins, mind you, who are 2.5 years old. Now, every mum I've spoken to said being a mum is hectic, full on.
Yes.
But how do you actually practice self-care rituals as a mum, as a busy mum?
It was only because I became a mum that I fully understood why self-care is so important. Because you need to be able to give so much to others, but you need to give it to yourself first. So you need to love yourself first. So I like that saying, self-care is self-love. So everyone has different ways, and I think you have to remember there is no just right way. And I accidentally found a new self-care thing, which is coloring in. Mindful coloring in. So I was coloring in with the boys and I was like, man, this is really relaxing. Because, you've seen it advertised, mindful coloring. And I used to be like, whatever. But no, I found that really relaxing for me. So
I love the coloring in. It's a form of therapy, meditation, very good for relaxation, anxiety. I literally have some coloring books in the corner and pens, and I do it. I've given my mum that as well at the aged care home, but it's just so beautiful. It does take you back to that inner kid, didn't you? Because we used to love coloring in after school, and playtime was coloring in.
Yeah. So I say to everyone, you know what, just give it a go. It doesn't hurt. And you may find that it's really relaxing. So yes, coloring in. And I found ever since COVID, I've been forcing myself to go on family walks. And now I feel I love it so much because you get outdoors, and hopefully you are able to go outdoors too, to anyone who's listening. But just being out in nature and just really looking around and feeling the wind on your face. And it's beautiful to see lots of families going for walks as well. I've never seen so many people out with their dogs before, and the dogs love it too.
And you go out for your family walk, you're taking your children
The
out,
twins.
and
Yeah.
you go with your husband or just you and the kids?
Oh, definitely with my husband. So he holds the dog.
Oh my God. Wow. He's a good husband. I love hearing this. Aussie guys or
Oh,
anyone globally, it's man, husband, wife, and the dog and the kids.
well,
I love this. This is amazing.
he used to be the one doing it. He used to be the one taking the dog out for the walk because I'm like, oh no, I'm too tired from the kids. I don't want to go for a walk. But now it's become a ritual of ours. Every day we go together. So it's a nice family time, and it's also nice self-care time because you're getting outdoors as well.
That's beautiful. And it's a great way to become that family unit and to connect as a beautiful family, like instead of being separated. And I love how you mentioned now COVID-19's been a good opportunity where we are being told you've got to really go outside, go for that walk, even if you don't feel like it. And I must admit, I've seen so many people out walking, all ages. It's just so gorgeous. Like, that's really beautiful. Now, I could talk to you forever about crystals, your self-care rituals, and everything that you do and love. And
Yoga. The last thing is yoga.
yes, I was going to say, like, I was just about to say, do you do a little bit of yoga? Because you're so into crystals. Crystals and yogi kind of go hand in
I go hand. Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, like, and look, to the mums out there, don't be so hard on yourself. You don't need to do an hour. Just do what you can. So I just do 10 minutes, and I just do some stretches, and the breathing is so important. The inhaling positivity and the exhaling the negativity. So yes, just don't. My message is, don't be hard on yourself if you can't do a long time. Just do what you can.
Yeah, I love that. So don't be hard on yourself. Just do what you can. And even if it's 10 minutes, and
I've 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes, just do a little bit. Because I spoke to a big spiritual guru, actually, one of the yoga teachers, Esther Eckhart from Eckhart Yoga. She's been teaching or practicing yoga since she was 18. And she said in an interview, I think 5 years ago now, it's not about how many minutes of yoga you do, just doing any type of yoga, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you are a yogi, or a yoga nini, you're doing yoga.
Yeah.
So it's not about you have to do an hour class to consider, yes, I'm doing yoga. Like, it can be, it's not on the minute, she said. It's exactly what you said, connecting to the breath, becoming union, connective, a body, mind, soul, whole.
Yeah.
I love that you're doing yoga. And does that just make you feel good? So if you do, say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, how does yoga for you how does it make you feel?
Well, because you're stopping whatever you're doing, and breathing is also a great thing for stress and anxiety, and also physically, because I have a sore back all the time, but like stretching it out, I can't do all the moves, but you do what you can. So spiritually, emotionally, physically, I feel better. Yes, even though it's just 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you're practicing at home, like through YouTube, through your mat, just in your lounge room, and yeah, great.
Pinterest is amazing because Pinterest, you can just search yoga for sleep or yoga for sore back. And there'll be like 10 moves there that you can just practice. And then if you don't know what that move is, yes, you can go on YouTube. So there's heaps of different ways to do it. But
wow. So you're doing your yoga through Pinterest. I love this because I know so many mums love Pinterest. And yes. So many bloggers.
I never was, but yeah, Pinterest is amazing. But because I can't go to classes at the moment, look, there's always a way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's been able to go to the gym or do a yoga class. It's been virtual yoga classes, virtual travel, everything's been virtual. But I love that tip. So that's so amazing.
like some people will need to be in a virtual class because, you know, they need to see other people doing it, or some people prefer it by themselves. So yeah, it's up to you, whichever way that you want to go about it.
No, but I just love how you're making that time for yourself. Congratulations on doing the whole COVID-19 family walk. But I think by the sounds of it, you're going to keep this ritual going because it's just you're feeling so good, so connected as a unit going out walking. And now you're probably like, oh my God, now I know why my husband's been like 4:30, I'm out with the dog. Because it's so great, hey? That's amazing. And for you working at home and then being a mum,
Yes.
I think it's so amazing for you because some of us are just discovering for the first time what it's like to work from home.
Yeah.
But, you know, as I know I've spoken to a lot of business owners and a lot of mums who are so used to juggling the kids and working from home. So it hasn't been such a big dramatic shift. Now, how can we stay in contact with you if we want to continue connecting with you, learning more about crystals? Can I say I love your positive affirmations that you share on your Instagram page? And one of your latest one is taking care of yourself is being productive. So self-care may sound like a selfish luxury, but it's anything but. Self-care gives you energy to pursue the things that really matter, and that's a great use of your time. Thank you to the female hustlers for the quote and inspiration. But I love how you share also Breathe magazine, which is a beautiful magazine in Australia. And I really love, you also have all of these other affirmations like 5 things to remember. You're enough, you are seen, you are brave, you have a voice, you are valuable. And I love how this one was so amazing. What you love, you empower. What you fear, you empower, which is really true. I've had to drop the fear of COVID-19 and go, I am not catching coronavirus. I will not get COVID-19. And I have had to take the fear out and have that positive mindset and thinking. Because if you continue to think, I'm going to catch it, I'm going to get it, you will attract it. So for every listener out there, whatever your fear might be, if you are fearing losing your home, losing your business, don't continually have that conversation with yourself because that's what you attract. And I know because I've been that girl that's been having conversations, or I've had friends who have that inner conversation. I'm going to lose my business. I'm going to lose my business. I'm going to go broke, you know. And I was once a farmer and had those, you know, and we've all had a time in our life where we've had that fear-based conversation. And 100% know if you continue the fear-based conversation, what you think, what you say is what you attract and what happens. So I have to always pull myself up and go, hang on a minute. That's a really bad conversation to have, or maybe don't even call it bad, but that's like not healthy. That's not going to serve me the highest good. That isn't good for my now or for my future. So you've got to be that observer of thought. So I love how you say what you empower, you attract. And I think when we're finishing on this note, for every person out there who's fearing something, just try and replace the fear to love, or the fear to the best case scenario for you. What would be the best case scenario for you? Best case scenario is I will keep my business. I am healthy. I am abundant. I'm, you know, just keep that I am positive affirmations up, and choosing positivity over loss, over suffering, over fear, because man, you don't want to go down that path. I've been
And
there.
it's,
I've been there, and it's dark, it's black, it sucks, it's shit.
yeah. In there too, my friend. Yeah,
We're like, don't go there, don't go there. If you're just for the first time experiencing a bad time in your life, I hope you can learn from experience from both of us today, that just choose love, choose positivity, choose the best outcome for you. So do what's right for you and choose those positive thoughts and affirmations. And we're going to wrap it up now. So how can we stay in contact with you after the Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast? What's the best way to stay connected with you?
So you can always visit my website, so www.selenecrystals.com, or my Instagram, selenecrystals.au, which I'm on there daily. And I've met the most beautiful people on Instagram, and who've just become my friends.
Yeah,
we start randomly talking about crystals, and then feel free to talk to me there as well. I love meeting new people, and that's what I love about the crystal community. Everyone is just so kind, and so if you surround yourself with that positivity and that kindness, then that's what you'll get.
Yeah, well, I'm so grateful, super grateful that we got to connect through Instagram as well, because hashtag crystal healing, hashtags work if you're out there, because if you love crystals, follow hashtag crystal healing and you'll get loads of love and support there. But I'm going to say a very big thank you, Lestari, for just spending so much time with me today and the rest of the Spirit Girl podcast audience and listeners. Super grateful for your words of wisdom. Love what you do, and I just hope you have the most beautiful family walk, because I can see your husband, the dog's getting ready, and the kids are like, okay, come on mum, it's time to go for our family walk. So I'm going to say a very big thank you, and we will say goodbye now to all of our Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast listeners. I would love for you to subscribe to the podcast show, leave a rating and review, and tell someone you love to. You can stay connected with the Spirit Girl community by typing in Spirit Girl in any podcast app you love or social media stream you follow. We have got a podcast page now. Can't wait to see you there, and I can't wait to hear how the power of positivity and Selene Crystals Australia being part of her beautiful community helps you also during these trying, challenging COVID-19 times. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.